thanks for stopping by. This is the first hunt I did against Magnum Malo in Monster Hunter Rise on PC. I played on Switch when it initially came out, and so I've gone through the entirety of the game on Switch, but with Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak coming out, I wanted to get the game and go through it again and get ready for the upcoming DLC, because I think it's a fantastic game, and the fluidity of combat and the wide variety of monsters to fight, I think is extremely enjoyable, and so I wanted to try it out again because I had Monster Hunter World on console, and I put about 1,200 hours into it. So it's I quite like the series, so I wanted to try and upload some videos on it. And this is sort of a milestone in the game because it's like the end of the initial story. So right after you beat this, you talk to an NPC and the credits roll. So, I just wanted to post it. But once I start getting into the end game and start getting things that are more powerful and the fights get a lot harder, I'll probably start uploading more. But so I'm gonna be trying out different weapons. I'm using the Switch Axe, which can change from an axe to a sword. So, it's a very complex weapon, but I love the moveset, and it's a very satisfying weapon to use. On Switch, I mainly just use Longsword, and the same thing in Monster Hunter World. So, that was my main weapon for both of those games. So I wanted to try out a new weapon because there's 14 different weapons and they all play pretty different from each other. So combat is very similar to Dark Souls style games. There's a lot of animation commitment, so the attacks are really weighty and you have to make sure that you have the right timing to go for an attack and that kind of thing. So it's a gameplay loop that I find to be extremely enjoyable. So you hunt monsters and you make armor and weapons out of the materials you get when you beat them. So I find it extremely fun. So probably going to keep posting this, but I'm probably just going to wait until I get further into the game, because the lower level stuff isn't all that interesting because the monsters die pretty quickly. I am using the Defender armor set and weapons, which give you kind of a boost. They're really intended to be used to kind of rush through the beginning of the game so you can get to the end game, because that's when that's where you're going to be spending most of your time. So they kind of give you a armor set to help you get through the initial parts of the game, because when the DLC comes out, it's going to have assumed that you've already played through the entirety of the main game. So it's going to be way harder than the initial ending of the game, so I'm looking forward to that. So, well, that's pretty much it. It's a fun game, really enjoy it. It's a shame that it initially was only released on Switch, but now that it's on PC, I can play it and not have to deal with the Nintendo Switch. So, that's all.